Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I was thinking today we could talk a little bit about masking fluids, why we use them, how we use them, and maybe which one you should purchase, a little bit about masking markers, and I hope I'll give you some guidance and help you in your decision on which type and brand to buy, and later on how to use them, how to apply them, and for what purposes. I will also share with you a couple of tips that I learned along the way, and I think it will be helpful. Before starting, I wanted to mention that if you're learning watercolors or want to advance in your art, make sure you check out my channel, as you can find here over 100 watercolor tutorials and also links for some free sketches I shared to help you get started and stay inspired. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I upload new tutorials at least twice a week, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss them. So without further ado, let's get started. Maybe most of you know this, but masking fluid is a latex-based liquid and in watercolors used to keep some parts of the paper white when eventually peeled off. Usually I use masking fluid from Lefranc and Bourgois, and that is the brand I'm using because I have it in my local shop, but I also used Winsor & Newton masking fluid, so I would recommend both of them. I don't think there isn't any huge difference in them, and whatever masking fluid you use or have available, I think it's going to be fine. And generally they're all just pretty much the same and fine, but there are just a couple of things that I do want to tell you and that will maybe make a difference in how you use it. So first thing, I almost never use brushes for my masking fluid. I did do that before, but I have ruined too many brushes and I decided not to do that anymore. And well, applying masking fluid with a brush, it does give you a thinner coat of it, but just totally ruins your brush, and I don't think I can be that much precise with the brush as I can be with those applicators. So this one is a little bit bent, but I don't actually use it. We'll get to that. So first thing, I got from Fine Line this standard tip applicator, and well, I think it's just a little bit too big size for myself. I do use it for larger washes, for larger coverage. Except for this applicator, I also use a palette knife to help spread that masking fluid. So I will just show you how I use that one. I just apply a little bit more of it that I think I will need, and if I need it in a same light wash, I just spread it with the tip of my palette knife, and you can of course spread it however you like, and with that, but just that is for, I think, larger washes, see, and for larger surfaces, if you want to mask larger surface, and for applying it in a pretty thin coat. So I think palette knife would be perfect for that. This is it. This is how I use it for larger washes. As I said, I don't use brush. And then I have the other one. This is actually also a plastic bottle. I will put the links down in the description box for both of them, and also for the masking fluid I'm using. And I'm using these applicators that are actually in, this is just some needle. This one is clogged, so I'm not using that one. And these are the applicators, so they're just in so many sizes, and I'm not actually using the smallest because the masking fluid, well, it can dry and clog it, and I think these small ones are, masking fluid is a little bit more, it's not very thin liquid like water. It is a little bit thicker, creamier, so it won't go through any of those. So mostly I'm using this one tip. So if you get those, you can just try them, and I just remove the other one and place this one on it, and then use it, and I'm applying it by like that, and also from the side. And when I apply it from the side, I can just make very, very thin lines, and masking fluid won't go out so fast. You know, if you apply it like this, it will just, well, it will just go out in those, you know, as a bunch, as more of it, and you have those little dots. But if that's what you want, if you want it to do that, and you can also spread it then a little bit again with that tip. And as I said, I just put it on the side and just, well, from time to time press it slightly, you know, to get it out, and then just spread it on my paper. And this is perfect way to get thin lines and to make it maybe a little bit looser, to apply it in a bit looser style. So I'm using this paper. This is just a regular paper because I want you to see the fluid. It won't be seen on watercolor paper. So these are actually the way I'm applying my masking fluid, liquid masking fluid. And one very important thing, you should never forget to clean your applicator, because if you leave it on the side and don't clean it right away, it will get clogged and it won't be usable anymore. So I'm doing it by using a spray bottle and just spraying directly into my applicator until the water doesn't start to drip on the other side, on the tip of my applicator, and then I just leave it on the side to dry. And also I'm using masking markers, and this is fine tip masking marker and this is medium tip. Fine tip is actually 1 to 2 millimeters and 2 to 4 millimeters is medium tip. And you know, I can't really show you right now what can you do with this thinner marker, because actually I've clogged it. I didn't clean it properly, so that is also one thing you should know, to clean your masking marker. And when you use it, this tip can be taken out, as you can see, and you have to rinse it underwater, because if you don't do it, it will just dry. Masking fluid will dry inside and it will get clogged and you won't be able to use it. This is for this one. And maybe this one is you know, the medium tip is maybe just a little bit better thing because it doesn't get clogged. You see the tip is quite different. The tip is quite different, and this one won't get clogged, and you can just apply it on your paper. And for this one we can actually use a watercolor paper, and see those are, and you can just press it and then apply it. Press it and apply it, and you can see here now the markings of it. So those are the things I'm using. The latest painting I did using masking fluid is this one, and I use it to mask my foam. But I will also show you a couple of examples from my earlier videos how I'm using masking fluid. So if you haven't seen those videos, I will also put the link down in the description box so you can check it out and see how I'm using masking fluid. Couple more notes on masking fluid. Even though I saw some artists do it, I would never recommend adding water to dilute it. Every time I did that, it ripped my paper when I was peeling it off. Maybe that's just me doing it wrong, but still I do not recommend it. After applying to a paper, you must leave your masking fluid to dry completely before starting to paint. When you add it on top of your pencil sketch, in my experience, when you peel it off, it wipes out the sketch also, so you might have to redo it. Same thing to an extent can happen when added on top of watercolors. For removing it, I usually use my fingers, especially when applied on larger surface, but I would agree that a better solution for removing traces from masking marker is with a bit harder eraser. And this is it. Well, thank you guys a lot for watching, for joining me in this video, and I hope it was helpful, you learned something about masking fluid, and well, if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below, I will be happy to answer. And well, if you like this video, hit the like button, share it, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't still, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, because you will make sure not to miss any of my future videos like that. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!